Hey everybody! So I'm gonna cook a standing prime rib. You're like, whoa, standing prime rib? Yes, a standing prime rib. I'm gonna cook a standing prime rib. And I don't have a quote unquote recipe. I just went to my local butcher shop. We got a place in town. I was looking to see if the bag had the label on it. We got a place in town that cuts fresh meat, and I got a big giant piece of meat. So, that's not bragging, ladies. Let me pull this thing out of here. She said that again. Or is it, that's what she said? Oh! Alright. You guys in there? Okay, cool. Oh, look at the size of this meat. Again, that's what she said. It was not cheap, but, you know, it's the holidays, I want to do something nice, so I don't know if I should point you at me or point you at the, just point you at this. Here, you guys just maneuver yourself down. There. Now don't go nowhere. Figure out how to open this up. Now I've cooked these before. Whoa, look at that. I've cooked these before. I'm gonna take my ring off so I don't get all kinds of stuff on my ring. And they've turned out really excellent. Now I know from experience that what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to dry it off before you put your stuff on it. I don't exactly understand why. It has something to do with it being able to, the ingredients you put on it, sticking to it, I think. I know right now there's people out there watching this going, no dummy, it's because of this. Well, okay, good for you. I'm glad you knew that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna dry it off a little bit with a Bounty Quicker Picker Upper paper towel, because that's what Bounty Quicker Picker Uppers are known for, is their absorbency and durability. All right. I do know that when I cook it, it's got a fat side, or some people call it the fat cap, and that the cap needs to be up. Obviously that's not the fat side. This is the fat side. I've seen online where I was watching a guy tie these up, and he said the reason they tie them up is to keep the meat from falling off the bone or the bone falling out of the meat in the process of cooking. The guy at the butcher shop said that each one of these ribs represents about enough meat to fill 2.5 people. He said it's a lot of meat, way more meat than you think it is. So, I've done recipes in the past where I've used a mustard type deal on top of it, and I don't know that I'm going to change anything. I just slung mustard everywhere. For y'all who didn't see that at home, I was trying to mix up the mustard from the water, and I think I got mustard on me. Anywho, I'm gonna put some mustard on this bad boy. It sounds like a pitching term. Boy, he really put some mustard on it, didn't he? Now, in the videos I've watched online, people measure this stuff out real precise, and they have it in a glass dish that they can then pour into another thing. And this is not that cooking show. Actually, this is not a cooking show at all. This is some ground spicy mustard. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on there. Now, weirdly enough, this will not actually cook to where you can taste any mustard on the meat. And fun, we got some honey. Again, this is just for the outside. It's not actually going to be in the meat at all. It'll cook off of it. The sugars of the honey help it crust up. Alright, now I'm going to get really nasty here and get it all in my hands. I used to watch cooking shows on TV. One of my favorites was Emeril Lagasse. And he would do little sound effects like, oh yeah, there's the love. Oh, you gotta love it. Oh, isn't that awesome? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Oh yeah, really rub it in there. You know, all the things that sound inappropriate, but he's really just talking about a man loving his meat. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean. Anywho, I'm just gonna rub it in between the bones and all over the meat, make sure it gets good and slathered on. And I'm gonna let it rest. This is where people who wear gloves would be like, dude, you should wear gloves, that way it doesn't get all over your hands. I don't know why the guy in my head has that kind of accent, but anywho. I'm gonna put on some rub also. Let me turn this on. Wash my hands off a little bit. This is the part of Bert Kreischer's cooking show, Something's Burning. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. This is the part of the show where he tends to skip over the whole hand washing thing. I'm not going to skip over that. I'm actually going to wash my hands, because that's the kind of guy I am. Alright, now for a rub, I got a couple of things I want to put on here. And I've kind of done a mixture of these in the past, but I got this, a buddy of mine bought me a can of this Traeger Leinenkugel Summer Shandy seasoning. It has a little bit of a lemon zest to it, and it's not enough that you would notice, like, oh my god, lemon, but it's enough that you go, hey, this is really tasty. It adds a little something to it. And I want to put some of that on there. I also want to put on some of this Willie's Hog Dust. This stuff is tremendous. This is a little bit spicier, has a little bit of heat to it. Not a lot, but enough that you go, hey, 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 very nice. I would like to get this on the other side as well, but it's not going to work out that way. It never does. Instead, I more or less want to just get it around the outside edges. I'm sure there's people watching right now, expert guys who are watching me going, you dummy, you're doing it all wrong. You're gonna ruin it. Oh, I don't know why I sound like Andrew Dice Clay all of a sudden. Anywho, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna cover this. I'm gonna try to get the aluminum foil so it doesn't sit on top of it, but I'm gonna cover this so that so it's not just exposed, and put it in the fridge and let it sit like this till the morning. Now, it is 3 p.m. on Friday. I'm gonna start cooking this in the morning, really slow cooking it on low. Probably around 180. Yeah. And I'm gonna put a temperature probe in the middle of it. That way I can get a true reading from the inside. And we'll go from there. That's my thumb up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Thumbs up. That's from Happy Days. Hey, that's what the Fonzie would say. I can't even stop the camera because I can't see my buttons. I got my hand dirty. Okay, I put a little more ingredients on it just to let it kind of add some flavor and some love to it. Like I said, I'm gonna put this in the fridge and let it do its thing overnight. I'm gonna get up early in the morning and start the smoker and go from there. Wish me luck. Oh, and stay tuned for more. Okay, so the meat is in the fridge, it is prepped, it is getting ready, and I need to record a podcast because it's time, all right? So, I'm gonna step into my studio and record a podcast. Stay tuned.